Okay, what is everybody? Today we're back again with another video, and today we are out here on Quattro Colinas doing some more red deer hunting, and we've got our first herd already right here. Starting off, we're not going to be starting off with anything huge, it's just going to be a 6 male right over there. We are going to be trying the 303 today and just kind of comparing its performance to the M1 that we've been using in all the other videos. But I'm not going to keep this scope on the entire time. I am probably going to go ahead and switch over to the Argus scope again. I won't be keeping the Hyperion scope the entire time, but I have been trying to get used to it just a little bit, and I don't know. I still prefer the Argus just for the actual pure added zoom, and I'm used to the kind of follow-up shots that I can take with it. And I hope that we can actually try and get ourselves a Melanistic male today, because we have been going hard at this guy, and I feel like it's only a matter of time now that we get him. Let's also get down that 4 back there. I think that should be a lung hit, pretty sure. Apparently not. And I saw that there was something else in there that was decently big. There's a 5 there. I'll get that down as well. Way overshot that. Am I maybe overestimating the distance? That could very well be, but I guess we'll only find out once we pick them up. And here's the first 6. We hit a vertebrae. Oh, hit a vertebrae shot. I was kind of hoping that we had enough penetration that we hit lung and heart, but apparently we hit a spine shot, which I think sadly we are going to be having on probably all of these, because I think I overestimated the distance a bit and was closer to 270 rather than 330 meters. So they might have been overshot because I was aiming a little bit high. I have never seen red deer drinking up here. I always thought that they could only stop drinking over here, but apparently they even go all the way back there as well. I have never seen a group of red deer drink anywhere back there, like be it multiplayer, single player, but wow. Let's just go for that. That should be a hard shot, and we'll pick him up last. We'll pick up these other guys here first in case they actually come back, and then we can maybe get a follow-up on them and maybe save them. But for that to happen, we gotta find them first. And there was a 6 with them as well. I'm not gonna try and get him down just because of hunting pressure sakes, because we're no longer the tripod stand. But I see one red deer back there already. There's another group of them back there as well. Or is that just the same group? Oh, wait, no, I see both of them down there over there. Okay, perfect. So why don't we go pick those guys up first and then pick up that 6 that we just shot. Now, while we are coming into this first group, I just want to quickly show one more time the effect that scaring animals have and why they sometimes don't come back to their need zone. We saw them drinking over here, and we are now seeing them nervously drinking back here, which just shows us that if you spook them, they don't necessarily have to come back to their zone. They might just start drinking somewhere else. But let's look. Like I thought, we hit a vertebrae on him. And I'm just gonna assume that the same thing happened with this guy, considering I just saw the low blood rate over here. So I doubt that we hit anything good on him whatsoever. And yeah, another spine shot. But didn't drop them, sadly. We dropped the first one with the spine shot. I think we were just, if we hit this top part, you don't drop them. I think if you only hit this main part here in the middle at the front, that is when you actually drop them. But I got them down for respawns anyways. They're nothing huge, so I don't really care too much, but obviously I'd prefer taking them down like properly rather than having to chase them. Actually, you know what? I think we're gonna go for a shot on him as well, the 6, just because he's kind of in our way and we could pick him up while we come back. And if he's gonna be drinking there calmly, I mean, I don't really see a point why we should not take a shot. So let's just go for that. Didn't drop him, but yeah, he lost health straight away. And yeah, like he didn't even go far at all. He is down right over there. So we got, what was it now? 5 down at one lake, which is really, really good. Especially that they're all stags. There was nothing big in here, but we can at least get good respawns from that and just get the kills in general, which, I mean, I just want a rare like a melanistic. I don't even want a huge melanistic. I just want a melanistic stag. So any ones that we get down just continuously works away at the numbers, and that respawn should come soon. And here is that 6 stag, a vital organet there. Didn't run far at all. Let's have a look. He is a silver, but I like this rack. I really like the 6 rack. Maybe a bit more in the crowns, but then you kind of get into the the 7, like small 7s rack. But for a 6, this is a lot bigger than the other one we saw. Usually they just have like these 2 back tines back here, and then this just kind of look like sticks with these very small front tines here. So very nice on him. He's still missing around about 12 points to make diamond. Not diamond, gold. But still, a very nice 6. And a lot bigger than the 6 that we shot back there. And here is the final one. Look, very different 6 if I remember. Yeah, this was a 6. See, very different 6. But their score is only different, exactly 7 points different. But the other one just looked so much bigger, which I don't really understand, but I don't have to understand. We long shot and hard shot this guy. But for every single time I make Red Deer videos, I always have to point this out because people ask me a lot, how do I get a lot of cash? How do I have almost 500k in this game? Red Deer, Pumas, and just Predators in general give you so much cash. For a level 6, we got 1500 cash. Which, if you look at it, a whitetail deer, like level 3 diamond whitetail deer will give you around 600 cash. This is more than double that amount for one single kill that isn't even good in any sort of eyes. Like, you'll find this at almost every lake if you want to, but it's just such good cash. And even the females give you like 1200, 1300 cash, and you can find like 20 or 30 of those in one herd. So if you really wanted to, you could go ahead and sit there and just take them all down with a bow and have an insane amount of cash at the end. I feel like this right here just shows the perfect example of what I was talking about before. Look, that is a 6. That is a 6. That is a 6. And that is a 6. They all look different. This one and this one back here, I'll give it to you that they look very similar, but the rest look very different in my eyes. And they are all the same level. I'm curious to see how far apart they're actually going to score, but I want to get the bigger ones first if I can. And I thought that guy was going to be spooked, so we hit him good still. Not sure about the in total third one that we shot, but the one that was like kind of quartering slash facing at us. But I'm very curious how far apart they're going to score, because the first 2 6s that we saw really didn't look like, they looked very different, but their scoring was only differentiated by like exactly 7 points. So I want to see if it's going to be the same thing here, or if they're actually going to score like 20, 15 points different, which is what I would expect from the time difference that they have and just the size slash mass difference that I can see. Now, before we pick this up, I want to quickly make one thing clear. I'm not saying that their scoring is broken, because to me it doesn't seem that way. It's just the criteria for like how they're scored is, it amazes me, because I like very skinny 6 scores only 7 points different than a very big and like tiny 6, and the scoring is like just barely different. It just shows that like there goes more into scoring than just tines, because the width up here goes into scoring. Like, we can go into it very quickly. Look, it's main beam length, number of tines, burst circumference, inner spread, lower beam circumference, upper beam circumference. So they could be thicker here or could be thicker there, and that will also obviously affect the score. Obviously this is not as much as the main beam length, but obviously that is kind of, this is probably the 7 points that we had there that we saw the difference in. Just quickly wanting to say that, not sounding like I'm trying to say that they're broken or anyway, because they clearly are not. Oh look, there's one of the 6s. He still is alive. So let's get him down. He should go down. Perfect. Here's the... I think this should have been the second 6 we shot. Yeah, so we longed him. So 152, he's obviously a lot smaller than the other one. And 166, so obviously a very different rack. He's even got two different like racks on each side. So he probably lost the last like 6 points that he needed is probably the tines that he got up here and some of the thickness. But you can see here, look, this guy's a lot thicker here and a lot thinner on this side. So obviously if we compared this rack on both sides compared to both sides of this rack, they'd probably score pretty equal because he's just a lot wider here. So he just gets those extra points from width down here, width over here, and width up here. And the other guy just gets his points from having the higher amount of tines, maybe having a little bit of longer length, but they're going to score similar. So that's just kind of what I find in that sense fascinating. I know I've said it now a lot, but just wanted to make that clear again about my point. While we're picking up this last year, I actually want to like I have a question for you guys. I am going to make this once we have the community feature as well on here on YouTube. I'm going to make a poll, but for anyone that's watching still, what do you guys think about me adding like another game into our like video repertoire of like so that maybe once a week we focus on playing a different game and just kind of have a mini series going off of that. But just want to let you know it's going to be something like a survival game, so it's not going to be like something completely different. It is still going to have something to do kind of with a little bit of hunting, but it's a more survival based game. 166, so I think the biggest one we saw. I'm just curious. Okay, so we shot too far forward, but still, again, scoring is very similar to the last one, but I can kind of see it. He would have been a silver, but now let's go. I think wolf time should actually end soon, so why don't we actually go here first and then go to that big top right lake, which is just insane for red deer. It still is. It used to be better, but it is still a very good lake even today. We've got our first kind of big males. Got a nice 7 there. Where is he? Which one? There's another decent 7. There's a 7 there as well. And then on the other side, we've actually got a mythical right over there. But I'm surprised at how many red deer here are now. I know I recently accidentally opened up my map to multiplayer, and I know somebody deleted the zone back there. But I didn't know that they'd come all back to this one spot. But I'm not going to complain. I just want to try and drop that first one and then get into that other 7 there. Should be a good hit. I don't want to take down too many though, again, because of hunting pressure. But this should have hopefully... Oh, it did. Of course it did. That's 0 for 300. Let's look. Can we get... I want to mark the 8. Can we get that 8? One of those should have been good. Yeah, he's going down. Perfect. So we got the 2 main ones that I want to get down at this lake as well, which definitely is good. Let's pick up our 7 first. I'm not sure where the other one went that was before in front of him. But 198, almost 200 scoring, level 7. Kind of a usual 7. Just got him with a nice left lung hit, but at least a nice gold. So he's going to boost our gold statistic a little bit. And he was max weight estimate, so good that we can at least get him for some future respawn so that we could maybe get another diamond for our lodge and for our bow series. Now I am curious what level this is. I don't actually remember what he was. He was just standing in the way of our 7 and another 6. And see, he scores bigger than that other one that we saw before. The other one was like 154 that looked like this. So he must have either a wider spread or just be a little bit thicker in his beams. Because other than that, I don't really see a reason why he'd score that high. But hey, 6, got him down, and we've got plenty more at this lake here. Now let's just look if we can get that 8. And are they already coming back? Might be helpful if there's another male in there, but don't see one. So let's just move along this coast here again, and hopefully we have at least one more zone there. And here's our 8 mythical. He could actually score pretty decent. 210. That's actually not too bad. Let's just try and get a picture of him. Maybe for the thumbnail, that should be fine right there. And then let's press OK before I actually run the water here. But since these other males seemingly don't care yet that I am around, only that 7 cared, why don't we try and get this guy down? And that probably was a horrendous shot because I think we probably hit the shoulder blade. But look at the amount of red deer here. That is insane. I have never seen that many. I've maybe seen like 20 or 30 at one place, but that looked to be like 60. I want to see what that number says on there, if it's accurate for their drink zone, because I am really curious how many that should be. Okay, let's have a look. I am really curious. Okay, this is 12, 16, so in total 28. And then that's road deer, okay. So there's at least 30 plus here, at least. Like, I'm pretty sure that there's a lot more than those 30. But that's a very interesting 7 rack there. Never, have I? I'm not sure if I've ever seen that rack. That looks really cool. But I definitely want to get him down as well as that other 7 that ran from us. Just where, there he is. Lost him. But I want to get that 7 down for sure, just to kind of look at that rack. But here's that first 6, and just still got the long, which is still good. But I honestly think that I'm just gonna have to wait here out. Just wait it out a little bit, and they should all start wandering right back in. Well, to be fair, we have found quite a lot of 6s today, but that's just sometimes how it is. Sometimes you find all the good ones, sometimes you find just the bad ones, and seemingly today wasn't our biggest day. We did find an 8 mythical, which I'm still very happy about. And we just messed up a shot in that 5. But I think by this point, and we're now probably 14, 13 harvests in, with those being then 15 and 16. So we still did get quite a good amount for the run that we're doing here. And I still have one more lake that I want to check for actual good respawns. I wish we still would have gotten that max weight estimate 7. But like I said, you don't get them always. And next time we'll just be aware to come here a little bit later when the wolves are actually inactive. So coming here probably like starting at 8, then we should be a little bit better in terms of timing. Literally, sometimes you just gotta politely complain and you will get what you asked for. There is a max weight estimate 7 there. There is another one right over there. And what's that behind him? Okay, that's just a 6. Not too interested in that. But is that a good hit? Yeah, that should be good hit. If I had the Argus scope, I probably would have gotten or tried to get a follow-up shot on that other 6, but I don't know if it's really that worth it. But there's another one. Did we get him? Yes, we did. Okay, so we've got quite a bit of harvest still to pick up here. And we should be fine in terms of hunting pressure because they're all spread out. Now, if I'm right, this should be the 6 here. Yeah. Just single lunged him, 152. So he's the smaller scoring one of the low 6s. And I think it's the length in between, like the amount of space here, that probably determines that if they're in the 50s or the 60s. Just for respawn sakes, I actually want to get that road deer down. Just because he is a max weight estimate one. And I really don't see a lot of those. But got a bad shot on him. Let's try and get him again through the trees. So he should go down. And we should not get killed by those wolves, hopefully. Here's the first 7. I think this next to us here should be the 5. Yeah, so this is the 5 track here. He still hasn't gone down, and I don't see any hunting pressure yet from him. I'm not too sure if he will actually go down, but 189 scoring 7, so quite a bit smaller than the other one that we saw earlier. But we still have one more to go, so hopefully we can get him down. I will track this 5 for just a little bit longer in case he is still alive. And that is him up there. Let's get him down right there. Perfect. And the 5 just here, nothing crazy, obviously, 133. Probably the second smallest red deer of the video. but just didn't have enough penetration there to get to his lungs, and then we spine double lunged him at the end, so at least we saved his metal, which would have not been anything great anyway, but it's always good for integrity and the amount of cash that you get per animal that you pass those harvest checks, because that will actually lower the score, well, not the score that you get, but the quick kill, integrity, and stuff like that is going to go down, and that in the end kind of sort of like rates how much weapon score you get, how much XP you get, and how much cash you actually get in the end from that one animal. And I think this should be the next 7, right? So this is probably the second one that we shot. 190 scoring. Looks pretty similar to the last one, so I'm not going to get a screenshot of him, but we double lung this guy at 328 meters, and again, 1500 cash for him. Let's actually pick up this 6 first here. I think this was the 6. Yeah, 6. 168 scoring, so our second highest scoring 6 that we got. Right lunged it though. Didn't see how. 1400 cash for him, almost 1500. And there's another male calling back there. It's probably one of those other 6s. And here's our biggest scoring 7 of today. Very nice looking. I like the way that this guy looks. This guy looks pretty cool. Oh, I'm debating, should we tax him? Because I really like this front tine here, and then this tine coming off the side. And you know what? We made a good amount of cash in today's video. We're going to taxerize him. We're going to find a place somewhere in the lodge for him, because he just looks really, really cool. And let's finish off by picking up our roe deer, which I have no clue where he went. So here's our 3, which is going to be our 20th harvest, which is, I think, a really good rate for a video, but didn't get enough penetration, and then we just missed the lung there, but still 9 points away from being able to make diamond. But I'm happy that we at least saw a max weight estimate. He was just barely over it as well by 0.8 kg. But that's going to be for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please do make sure to smash that like button, as it absolutely does help the channel out a lot and just makes it so that YouTube can recommend this video to more people. Secondly, if you haven't done so yet and you're new around here, please do make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're always notified when I upload new videos or live streams. We will be getting back to those very soon. I am just a little bit busy right now because of the whole end of year situation and that kind of stuff. Also, comment down below what you think about me adding another game to the channel. We might upload that maybe every Monday or every Tuesday, and then just keep it going from there and playing kind of a series in the survival game. Let me know what you think about that below. That's going to be it from me today. Have a good day. Bye bye and peace.